Tira Vana Chari Yamuna Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari Yashodanandana Jajanandana Yashodanandana Jajanandana Yamuna Tira Yamuna Yamuna Tira Yamuna Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayo Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Ashtochara Shata Shri Srimad Bhai Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Gaur Premananda Samadheta Bhaktivinoda Ki Samadheta Bhaktivinoda Ki Samadheta Bhaktivinoda Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Hare Krishna Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatityuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Srimad Bhagavatam Adhyaya 7 Skanda 7 Adhyaya 11 Adhyaya 12 Shloka Sankhya 1 7, 12, 1 Bhakta Prabhu, you want to call everybody? No. Oh, busy with japa. Haribo. Shri Narada Vacha. Get Mahananda. Get Mahananda. Why is not coming? Brahmachari Guru Kule. Vasandanto Guror Hitam Acharan dasavanicho Gurau sudhrida sauhridaha Shri Narada Uvacha Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandanto Gurorhitam Acharandasavanicho Gurau Suhrida Sauhridaha Shri Narada Uvacha Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandanto Gurorhitam Acharandasavanicho Gurau Sudhrida Sauhradaha. Want to sing that? You want to recite that? Everybody has their Shri Narada Uvacha Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandhanto Gurorhitam Acharan Dasavanicho Gurau Sudhrida Sauhridaha Shri Narada Uvacha Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandhanto Gurorhitam Acharandasavanicho Gurau Sudhrida Sauhridaha Shri Narada Uvacha Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandhanto Gurorhitam Acharandasavanicho Gurau Sudhrida Sauhridaha Shri Narada Uvacha Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandhanto Gurorhitam Acharandasavanicho Gurau Sudhrida Sauhradaha Shri Narada Uvacha Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandhanto Gurorhitam Acharandasavanicho Gurau Sudhrida Sauhradaha. Shri Narada Uvacha. Acha, okay. Shri Narada Uvacha Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandhanto Gurorhitam Acharandasavanicho Gurau Sudhrida Sauhridaha Padapataha Shri Naradaha Uvacha. Shri Narad Muni said, Brahmachari, a brahmachari, a student living in the residence of the Guru. Guru Kule, at the residence of the Guru. Vasan, by living. Dantaha, continuously practicing control of the senses. Guroho hitam, only for the benefit of the guru, not for one's personal benefit. Acharan, practicing. Dasavat, very humbly like a slave. Nichaha, submissive, obedient. Gurao, unto the spiritual master. Sudridha, firmly. Sauhridaha, in friendship or goodwill. Translation, oh, there's no purport. I didn't realize. There's no purport in this one? Wow, I'm surprised. Doesn't means I'm not studying it regularly. I would have known that. Sri Narad Muni said a student should practice completely controlling his senses. He should be submissive and should have an attitude of firm friendship for the spiritual master. With a great vow, the brahmachari should live at the Gurukula, only for the benefit of the guru. Next one also no purport, so I'll just read it. Sayam praturupasita gurvagnyarka surottaman sandhye umecha yatavag jagan brahma samahitaha. Translation, at both junctions of day and night, namely in the early morning and in the evening, he should be fully absorbed in the thoughts of the spiritual master. Fire, the sun god and Lord Vishnu, and by chanting the Gayatri mantra, he should worship them, which is called Sandhya Vandana. Here it says in the morning and the night, doesn't say in the middle of the day, which is also there. Number 3, also no. Number 4, no. Number 5, no. Number 6 has a purport. So I'll just read them. You don't have to reply. You can chant to yourself. Chandangsya dhi yita guro rahu. Chamdamsya dhita guror ahutaschet suyankritaha upakrame vasanecha charanau shirasanamet. Being called by the spiritual master, the student should study the Vedic mantras regularly. Every day before beginning his studies, and at the end of his studies, the disciple should respectfully offer obeisances unto the spiritual master. His studies, not her studies. Not their studies. Mekala jina vasamsi jata kamandaloon bibhyad upavitam cha Vibryad upavitam chai Vibryad upavitam cha Darbaphanirya yathodhitam. Carrying pure kusha grass in his hand, the brahmachari should dress regularly with a belt of straw and with deerskin garments. Jeev Jago. He should wear matted hair. Don't shave your head. He should wear matted hair. Carry a rod and a water pot and be decorated with a sacred thread as recommended in the Shastras. Sayam pratascharin. Sayam prataschared bhaikshyam gurave tannivedayet. Bhunjita yadyanujñato no ched upavaset kvachit. The brahmachari should go out morning and evening to collect alms. Bhiksham bhavati dehi. Doesn't say that here, but that's how they did it. And he should offer all that he collects to the spiritual master. He should eat only if ordered to take food by the spiritual master. Otherwise, if the spiritual master does not give this order, he may sometimes have to fast. Sushilo mita bhukdakshash shraddhadhano jitendriyaha yavadartham vyavahare strishu strin nirjiteshu cha. No, that's it. No, there's something in the middle here, not opening. Got it. Okay, padapataha, because this has a purport. Sushilaha, very polite and well behaved. This is a common name in India. Sushil, Sushila, Strilingam and Pulingam. Masculine Sushila and feminine Sushila. Very polite and well behaved. Mitabhok, eating only exactly what he needs. Neither more nor less. Now this is supposed to be a small boy, right? Not a grown man. Dakshaha, expert or without laziness. Always busy. Not leaning on the wall, like 4 of you are leaning on the wall. That's a sign of laziness. Who can translate that? Tell them. Leaning on the wall is a sign of laziness. But you're not brahmacharis, you're grihastas. So you're excused. Oh, you're supposed to learn as a brahmachari and practice as a grihasta. Hey, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Shraddhadhanaha, possessing full faith in the instructions of the Shastra and the spiritual master. Jita Indriyaha, having full control over the senses. Yavat Artham, as much as necessary. Vyavaharet, should behave externally. Strishu, unto women. Stri nirjiteshu, men who are henpecked, controlled by women, which means every grihasta. Oh, no, well, not really. Cha, also. Why not really? Because the guru is usually a grihasta. The guru, Sandipani, Gargacharya, so many examples. Okay, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. A brahmachari should be quite well behaved and gentle and should not eat or collect more than necessary. He must always be active and expert, fully believing in the instructions of the spiritual master and the Shastra, fully controlling his senses. He should associate only as much as necessary with women or those controlled by women. Purport. A brahmachari should be very careful not to mix with women or with men addicted to women. Although when he goes out to beg alms, it is necessary to talk with women and with men very much attached to women. This association should be very short, and he should talk with them only about begging alms, nothing more. A brahmachari should be very careful in associating with men who are attached to women. Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada used this to talk about staying away from women. So that means that brahmachari guru kule, it does not apply to women. It's only men. Only men studied Vedas. Women didn't study Vedas. Now, modern society, they don't want a distinction. Whatever men can do, women can do. Feminism. And that feminism has come into ISKCON. Yeah, it has. I'm not supposed to say that, right? Not supposed to say that in the lecture. But I have to say it. I have to say it because it contradicts what Bhagavatam is teaching. Yeah. But that's only study of Vedas. Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, women used to study. Not much. No, not much. Women used to hear discourses from Brahmanas in an assembly. Just like this is an assembly. And the sages of Naimisharanya, how many were there? 80,000? 88,000 rishis, Jitendriyas. You know this word, Jitendriya? Jita Indriya, it's given in the, that's a samasta padam. Now you can learn some Sanskrit grammar. Samasta padam, 2 words become 1 word. That's called in English compound. What do you say in Hindi? Samasta padam. Sandhi is different. Samas. Sandhi is when 2 words are next to each other. So there's a merging of sounds, but not the merging of words. Merging of sounds, like we had today, a number of, even here, boy, let me give you an example. We had 6. Daksha Shraddhadhano. In this same shloka 6. Sushilo mitabhuk dakshash shraddhadhano jitendriyaha. Daksha meets Shraddha. They remain separate words. But jitendriyaha, how is that explained? Jitanam indriyaha iti jitendriyaha. So there are different types of compounds. And they're explained by Panini in the Ashtadhyayi, and I don't know the sutras, so I can't tell you. I don't know the sutras. That's called Vyakaranam. So there are names of these compound words. Karmadharaya, Bahuvrihi, Dvandva, Upapada. और क्या है? तत्पुरुष, मैंने नहीं बोला, क्या बोला पहले? तत्पुरुष बहुव्रीहि, तत्पुरुष मैंने नहीं बोला पहले, क्या बोला? तत्पुरुष, हाँ, अव्ययी भाव, कर्मधारय, तत्पुरुष बहुव्रीहि, Dvandva, Upapada. At least 6 types. There's a way to memorize the compounds. It's called Samasa Chakram. Samasa Chakram. There's some mantras that you can recite. You heard the Samasa Chakram, doctor? No. Because we are very weak in grammar. We are very weak. Because Prabhupada also said it takes 12 years to memorize the grammar. Now what does that mean? First you have to memorize Ashtadhyayi, 4,000 sutras of Sanskrit. It's less than 4,000. Don't worry. It's 3,990 something. I don't know exactly. Almost 4,000. Then after you study, you have to memorize that. That Panini, then another thing you have to memorize from Panini. We didn't talk about that. That's called the Dhatu Pat. Bhaj Dhatu. Bhajate. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Bhaj Dhatu. Like that, there are 2,000 Dhatus. What is a Dhatu? Verbal root. Bhaj Dhatu, But nothing is coming to mind right now. Pat. Patati. Pat. To read. Gam. Gam dhatu. Gachati. To go. There are many. There are 2,000. You're supposed to memorize them. Like we recite every day Shikshastakam, which is very difficult for some people. Hard to recite that. But what about reciting 2,000 dhatus and memorizing them and reciting 4,000 sutras? Takes 12 years, Prabhupada said. 12 years. Not for 4,000 sutras and 2,000 dhatus. Because then Patanjali, who wrote the Yoga Sutras, he commented on this Ashtadhyayi, the Sanskrit grammar, the 4,000 sutras of Panini. What's the commentary? Mahabhashya, the great commentary. And then there's commentaries on the commentary. Yeah. There's the Laghu Shabdendu Shekara, the Brihad Shabdendu Shekara, and there's probably another 10 or 20 that names I didn't memorize them. That's postdoctoral research. Postdoctoral research in English. After you do a PhD, you keep on researching. It doesn't end. So that's just grammar. That's just the grammar. Brahmachari is supposed to study the Vedas. And in order to understand the Vedas, he needs to study the grammar. Yesterday we were looking at the Dhatupat. Padapataha. No, not Dhatupat, excuse me. That was wrong. We were looking at the Padapat, not the Dhatupat, the Padapat of the Rig Veda. Each 10,000 mantras in the Rig Veda. Each mantra word, every word is broken up. I agnim ire purohitam yajñasya devam ritvijam. What does this have to do with this verse? You might be thinking, why is he talking like this? What does it have to do with brahmachari, guru kule vasandanto guruhitam? Because the reason one becomes a brahmachari was to memorize the Veda. Veda mantras. Yes. Yes. Da. Da. What is yes in Sanskrit? Did you learn that yet? Hey. Yes iti. Angala padasya Samskrita padam kim bhavati. Yes iti Angala padasya Samskrita padam am atava om iti bhavati. Om api vadanti. Am api vadanti. Brahmana means, no, Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishya. You have to study Vedas. We're not doing it. That means we're weak. It's not real brahmacharya. Here in the verse, text number 3, Chandams yadi yita guror ahutaschet suyantritaha. Being called by the spiritual master, the student should study the Vedic mantras regularly. Hey, wait a minute. I'm not saying it. It's not me. It's Srimad Bhagavatam. It's in the verse. It's in the verse. Prabhupada translated it. There's no purport. It's number 3. 7:12:3. Being called by the spiritual master, the student should study the Vedic mantras regularly. Every day, before beginning his studies, and at the end of his studies, the disciple should respectfully offer obeisances unto the spiritual master. That takes a minute. That takes a minute. Studying the Vedic mantras takes years. Years. You have to memorize them. Why aren't we doing it? We're not following the Bhagavatam. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, why aren't we doing it? Matted hair. Yeah, why aren't we doing it? We're not really brahmacharis then. Oh, a brahmachari is between the age of 8 to 25. 8 to 25. After 25, you may remain a brahmachari, but generally 99% of the people become grihastas. 99%. You may remain a brahmachari, and it's glorious. It is terrible. Bhishma, right? You know the story. Bhishma, you know Bhishma, right? From Gita. Bhishma Drona Pramukataha Sarvesham cha Mahikshitam. Devavrata. So Bhishma took a vow to remain a brahmachari his whole life. His name was not Bhishma. His name was Devavrata. But when he said, I'll remain a brahmachari, the whole world became shocked, especially because he was a Kshatriya. He wasn't a Brahmin. Bhishma, it's terrible not to have a wife and not to have a family. But in the brahmachari ashram, one should not think of a wife and family. Not up to the age of 25. Prabhupada said a man of 25 can marry a girl of 16. Although when he married, his wife was 11, right? Prabhupada's wife. When Prabhupada married. There were different marriage customs in different communities in India. The girls were married at the age of 8 or 9, before puberty. Why? Psychological consideration. They wouldn't have to worry, who will I marry? Now, I can't talk too much. Well, it's common. There's no marriage. Oh, you got married. Other grihastas are here, right? His family, he's also grihasta. The brahmachari was dedicated to studying shastras. That's what it says, right? Where's the other verse? That's the one. Where does it? There was one translation. So this is it, number 6, that we're at the end here. He must always be active and expert, fully believing in the instructions of the spiritual master and the shastras. Last night I got a phone call from a god brother, late, after 9:30 in the night. Because as I told you in some of my lectures, that there's an ISKCON leader who says Varnashram is nonsense, right? How to mess up your life with Varnashram. This was a seminar given in Mayapur. And a seminar was also given in Tirupati after that. Recently, before this present imprisonment that we're suffering, right? We're all in prison right now. Lucky for us, we have 6 acres prison. Yeah, we're lucky. We are the lucky people. Many people are confined to a very small place. Yeah, they're not allowed to move out. They form committees to make sure nobody goes out. It's crazy. It's crazy. So this god brother called me. He's also a very senior devotee here in India. He said, we don't need to know what he spoke in that seminar. It's not important. The very fact that he's blaspheming the Vedic Shastras by saying that you mess up your life with Varnashram is an offense, intolerable offense. ISKCON India should not tolerate this nonsense. That's what he told me on the phone. It's very heavy. And most of our devotees, they don't think that it's such an important thing. They don't think. There's no talk about this going on. No one is talking. Yeah. Because we're very communicative now, right? We have our devices. Everybody has their device in English. What do you say in Russian for a device? Device. Acha. That's too difficult for me.
Usually people just say
device. It's just like in Hindi. They use these English words in Hindi. It's called English. And so everybody is communicating now, right? Facebook, WhatsApp, Zoom, Skype has gone away. Facebook Messenger, we're in touch. Now we're in touch. But this topic is not being discussed. This topic is not being discussed. Why? I mean, should we make a signboard, the Vedas are bogus? No need to study the Vedas. You can't do it. Then we're, it's like cutting off your foot or something. Because the basis, Shastras are the basis, right? Books are the basis. That you understand. That much, right? Prabhupada said, who said that? Bhakti Siddhanta made that? Books are the basis, utility is the principle, purity is the force, preaching is the essence. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, I think. He made this.
Some Chinese sayings in Prabhupada use.
Is it? It's a Chinese saying? Acha? It's an anecdote. Okay. So books are the basis. So what are the books? Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam says to study Vedas. In India, all the Brahmins study Vedas. Yeah, everyone knows this. You're not Indians. I'm not an Indian. But you didn't live in India. You lived in Mayapur. You didn't move around village to village. There are Brahmins in every village. It's a rhetorical question. At the end, you can ask. Although Doctor is giving us some useful comments. I want to end early, so don't worry. I won't take too much more time. So, the Shastras are the basis. Acha. Satam Ninda, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives. Next, Shruti Shastra Nindanam, to blaspheme the Shrutis and the Shastras. If you say Varnashram is nonsense and it'll mess up your life, you're directly blaspheming the Shastras. But everyone is quiet. No one says anything. Just like there are many examples. And that's why Vedic culture is becoming degraded. Some people say, I don't want to be Hindu. Because Hindus are worshipping Sai Baba. Right? That's nonsense. But all the Hindus are not worshipping Sai Baba. Or, the sadhus were killed. You heard about that, right? No? You didn't hear about that? Heard about that? It was wildfire on WhatsApp. And it was a very horrible scene. 2 sadhus were beaten to death by sticks. And it was videotaped. It was in the middle of the night. Yesterday in the newspaper, Indian Express, if you go on their website, there's a very good article. What happened? What actually happened? By the way, 100 people have been arrested. Yeah, 100 people for this crime. 100 people were arrested, and the government is studying what happened. But the people who killed those men, they weren't Hindus, technically. How is that? How is that? What is a Hindu? Anyone in India is a Hindu? There's a lot of Muslims in India. Their ancestors were Hindus, right? Prabhupada said that the Europeans were Indians who were Kshatriyas who were driven out of India by Parashurama. You know that, right? You heard that. But in the Bhagavad Gita 16:7, 16th chapter, 7th verse, today we finished the 17th chapter. But when we read these shlokas in the morning, we're not reading the purports. You know that. I know that. Why are we doing that? To familiarize ourselves with the text. I'm not saying we should not read the purports. You must read the purport. But we're not reading it at that time. So in the purport of 16:7, Prabhupada wrote that the Manu Samhita is the law of human society. And the Hindus have followed that for thousands of years. Or those who are Hindu follow the Manu Samhita. That's what he wrote. So there are people in India who they don't follow the Manu Samhita. Who are those people? Doctor. Who are those people? No. Yeah. Non-Hindus. That's a good. Muslims, obviously, they don't follow him. No, but this is not Muslims or Christians. There's another group, and usually we call them Hindus, but they're actually not. Not the Dalits, no. The tribals. Why is that? Because they don't have Vedic culture. They don't study Vedas. They don't read Ramayana, Mahabharata, nothing. They live in forests, forest dwellers. They're called Vanavasi. In India, we're not talking about Africa, Prabhu. Talking about India. There are many tribals in India. In South India, in Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh. You heard the name of Tejas, Prabhu? Tejas, Prabhupada disciple Tejas, was the first temple president of Delhi. And he came to India in 1966 in the Peace Corps, Shanti Dal. And he was sent to a tribal area near Vishakhapatnam, Narasipatnam. It's a hill area and the people living there are tribals. Chhattisgarh, you heard the name of Chhattisgarh? Never heard of it, right? It's a new state, was created 15 years ago. That is between Madhya Pradesh and Orissa, in the middle. And that's a total forest area. And only tribals, few Hindus live there. Mostly the people are tribals. Orissa is full of tribals. The Hindus live on the coast, and inside Orissa is all tribal area. You know this? Madhya Pradesh, tribals are all over India. Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Bengal, the Santals. In Bengal, there's lots of tribals. Santals, they live between the Bengal-Bihar border area. And the northeast, the Manipuris, they write Singh. They're also tribals. I almost got in a fight. One devotee got really angry in Chicago. It was 8, 9, 10 years ago or 12. He was Manipuri. I said, Manipuris are tribal. No, we're not tribals. They're tribals. They're called the Meitei. The Meitei. But they became Hindus. I was telling you about the Kodagus, the Kurgis, the first general of the Indian army. Who was that? You're supposed to know this, right? Who was the first general of the Indian army? Who are the Indians here? 1, 2, 3. That's all? 4. This girl, Seva Bilasji Maharaj. Who was the first general of the Indian army? Yaad nahi hai? You don't know? You don't know. General Kariyappa. Kariyappa was a tribal. Yeah, he was a Kurgi. They became Hindus later, like we became Hindus. Yeah, we became Hindus. We want to follow Manusmriti. Prabhupada has taught we should follow Manusmriti. We should study Vedas. What is Hindu? According to the dictionary definition, Hinduism is the religion coming from the Vedic religion. Yeah, Prabhupada said Vedic culture, Vedic religion. Kariyappa was not a general, he was a field marshal. That's higher than a general. In the old day, now field marshal is gone. Now they say 5-star general, top general of the army. Kariyappa. They have their own marriage ceremony. They don't do fire yagna. Fire yagna is Hindu. They're tribals. They have their own marriage ceremony, their own food habits, their own separate society. Now they call themselves Hindu. Now they call themselves Hindu. So these people, I mean, how can you kill a 70-year-old man with sticks? It's not Hindu culture. It's not Vedic culture. It's not the Manusmriti. It's not Manu Samhita. Old men are never to be killed. Women never to be killed. Children never to be killed. But modern war, how many, right? In your Ukraine-Russia war, how many women and children were killed? They're Malechas and Yavanas, rascals, like Ravana, Rakshasas. But in the battle of Kurukshetra, there were no women, there were no children, there were no old people. Bhishma was old. He was exceptional case. Apavad. Pardon? Dronacharya was old. Kripacharya was old. Yeah, their Chiranjeevis is a different thing, but you're right. Their Ashwatthama is a Chiranjeevi. So I don't want to take too long, so I'm going to throw it open. But anyway, back to the point that we are going to introduce a resolution that we don't want to be guided by people who express open opposition to the teachings of Krishna in Shastras. Mess up your life with Varnashram. That itself is very offensive. Yeah, it is. The person who introduced that, what do we say? He should self-introspect. He's on the wrong path. Yeah, he's on the wrong path. But somebody put him in a big leadership position of the society. They are on the wrong path. They're on the wrong path. That's it. Hare Krishna. Now you can ask questions. Any questions? Nothing? Yeah. Resolution, the Indian Bureau. ISKCON India Governing Bureau. Yeah, we'll have our own, in India, separate system of management.
What's the end goal?
No, the end game is that a leader in ISKCON should not say that the teachings of Krishna are nonsense. You couldn't understand that? That's the end game. That's the end game. You cannot be a leader in ISKCON. You can have your own house and you can say whatever you want. Sai Baba is God. Understand? Thousands of people are worshipping Sai Baba. Crores and crores of rupees are being donated for gold crowns for Sai Baba. Yeah. But they're not in ISKCON, right? Then Shiva Puja. So many pujas are going on. But ISKCON Radha Krishna Puja. There are some deviations. They put Srinathji. Oh, whoops. Prabhupada said Gaudiya Vaishnavas do not worship Bal Krishna. But I went with Prabhupada to Tirupati. He bowed down and then he said, this is Bal Krishna. It's child Krishna. Doesn't mean we don't bow down. But generally we're not supposed to, worship child Krishna. It's going on. Laddu Gopal there. Laddu Gopal is not Gaudiya Vaishnava. But it's Krishna. We don't say that the other Sampradayas are not Vaishnavas, right? They may worship Rama, they may worship... in the Ramanuja Sampradaya, they worship all of the avatars. In our Gaudiya Mats also they put Das Avatar. We don't have it here, but Das Avatars. Jaidev, that's what I'm singing in the morning. Tava Kara Kamala, that's Jaidev's Das Avatar Stotra tune. Like Keshavadrita Meena Sharira, Jai Jagadisha Hare. You heard that? So there are 10 avatars. Yeah. Question? Yes, Prabhu.
So you were mentioning about the fact that we're supposed to study Vedas and study Brahma, study and everything. But I was just thinking about how this applies to Eastern devotees particularly.
Right.
Because Bhupal went to the West and he met young boys who are very from a particular lifestyle. And Bhupal said that his movement is an emergency movement. But Bhupal said that
emergency movement.
It's an emergency movement.
Right. Correct.
So, talking about learning grammar, you just said it takes an average of 12 years to learn all this.
The grammar. No, just Sanskrit grammar takes 12 years.
Okay?
Right.
And I was in South India and I saw the boys in the group who learn all those things. They are little boys. They sit down and they recite
Veda mantras.
So, but this one is such that it's not really this traditional kind of movement.
Right.
From various parts of the world, old men, young boys, young girls. So I don't think Prabhupada did not have Bhagavatam talked about it, but practically speaking, Prabhupada did not emphasize that his disciples must go learn grammar and all those things.
Well, it's like this. Prabhupada gave you 2 here and 2 there. Now you put it together and you get 4. It's simple. Because he established Gurukul. But then what is Gurukul? And I'm only quoting what's here in the Bhagavatam that we're reading today. I didn't make something up, did I? Okay, thank you. It's 2 plus 2 equals 4. Immediately, it may not be, goal may not be achieved. But hopefully, if they read these books are the basis. And Prabhupada is, he didn't write here, this is wrong, we're not going to follow this. But some of our leaders, they're saying that, yeah, this is wrong. Varnashram is nonsense. You mess up your life. And Varnashram means the caste system. It does mean the caste system. But the British gave the caste system a bad name. The British wanted to convert India to Christianity. So why should we listen to the British? We're talking about those British, not today. Today the British have nothing, only beer. And in those days they were very powerful intellectually also. They wanted to destroy Indian culture. The caste system is horrible, abusive, this, that. So many bad books were written. And so there's that mentality. People wearing dhotis and tilaks read that stuff and believe it. They don't believe this. What's written in the Bhagavad? You understand my point? I'm not inventing anything here. I'm not telling you go and worship Sai Baba and you'll become rich or this thing or that thing. Whatever's in the Bhagavad, I'm repeating. I'm taking an objection, principled objection, to the people in ISKCON who don't have faith in these books. Pardon? Looks like that, but these are leaders. They're misleaders, actually. Misleaders. How can you? Because I heard, just like in Mayapur, I gave a class. You were there. And the day before I gave a class, someone else gave a class. You might remember who it was. And he said that the wife doesn't have to serve her husband. She has to serve Krishna. But we read here in the previous chapter that the wife is supposed to see the husband as the Supreme Personality of God. I didn't write that, right? But if you're a leader in ISKCON, how can you contradict that? How can you, what's the logic? Oh, you have to serve Krishna. But the Bhagavatam, following the Bhagavatam is serving Krishna. So Bhagavatam says to read Vedas and study Vedic literature. And there's a system for doing that. Prabhupada started it. He taught Devanagari and you should study Sanskrit. And he said like that. We don't want to do it. We're lazy. We want to lean up against the pillar. Anyway, I'm also lazy. I'm not any much better. Tell you the frank truth, because I didn't study the Vedas also. I didn't go deep. So this is an aspiration, but you can't condemn the process. Then what are you? Then you didn't, like he said, you didn't read the book, or you don't care what's written here. You think the British concept is better than the Vedic concept. And lots of people think like that outside of ISKCON, but in ISKCON, should they think like that? It's wrong. It's wrong. Yeah.
What is qualification to achieve perfection of life? We put a goal that is not the part.
Right.
And, but we are minus one of this, so we are lazy, we don't have qualification for study, Sanskrit, and all. So,
like the Brahman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met, he didn't know the Gita, but he felt Bhavagrahi Janardana. That Janardana, Lord Vishnu, he sees the mood of the devotee. So someone might be illiterate and still get liberation. And there's lots of stories. Prostitutes got liberation. But that doesn't mean we should become prostitutes, isn't it? Because couple prostitutes, or more than a couple, if you read the Bhagavatam, Pingala, Kubja, and then in Dwarka there were prostitutes. Kubja was in Mathura, right? She wasn't in Dwarka. Pingala was where? That's mentioned. It's in the... So these are prostitutes who are liberated souls. Dwarka, everyone in Dwarka is a liberated soul. They're living with Krishna. So that should we now all go out and become prostitutes? No.
what I'm trying to ask that devotees have not this capacity to study deeply.
No, why? It's a question of abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena chagriyate, constant practice and detachment. Desire should be there. See, the whole society used to desire this. And then Kshatriyas were driven out of India. Kali Yuga started. Kalayavana attacked Krishna. Yeah, and these things are degraded. Kings became corrupted. And ultimately the whole system of kings is gone. There is a story that the king of Baroda, you know, the king of Baroda, before independence of India, he was living in Europe. And he was gambling in different cities. And he had a very trusted accountant who would keep track of all of his gambling, expenditures. So one owner of a casino wanted to give him a bribe that you bring the king to my casino. So he refused. So he is praised for being a very honest man. Right? This is the servant of the Gaikwad king. The Gaikwad, the ancestors of the present, now they don't have any political power. He had the political power, but he was enamored by Western life. So there were different kings. There wasn't one king. There was one king after the other. If you read the history of Baroda, the Gaikwad family, even they are not very ancient. 250 years ago, they got this kingdom. This was a forest. Vattapattanam. Vatta is a banyan tree. This was a forest of banyan trees. Yeah, there was no great city here in the past. It's new. This was a tribal area, basically. This was a tribal area. Later on, farmers came. In the Bhagavatam, they only talk about Saurashtra. And the Saraswati river flowed from Himalayas to Prabhas, where Krishna disappeared. That was in Saurashtra, on the bank of Saraswati. Now there's no Saraswati there. Saurashtra, there's no river. People left. More people in Surat than in Saurashtra from Saurashtra. Dr. Damodar is from Saurashtra. So he knows, he can tell you the story. How the people left Saurashtra. But in the Shastras, only you hear about Saurashtra. You don't hear about this place. Nobody was here. Okay, we went late. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hari Hari Bol.